There's a lot of.
Recording and stuff.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Make sure we grab everybody. Send them back whenever you do have You did? Look at that. I love it when people do things and I don't have to like worry about it. It makes me so happy. We got
Schooling.
people online. We got people here. Good morning, Deja. She just popped in.
Good morning.
All right. Okay. Well, as always, first up to bat. Yep.
Good morning.
Good morning, Wilson.
Thank you. It's great. I did.
Yeah, got a haircut.
Thank
You
you
look
for
dapper.
noticing. I know you guys y'all are buttering me up. I do appreciate that. It's nice.
He's always in a suit, but he's like got the whole.
My wife does all of this. She gets all the credit.
She's a sweetie too.
Yeah, she's great. So just wanted to talk a little bit. We had a couple calls recently come in on folks who had clients that had reverse mortgages, or I guess the reverse mortgage was on the home that the client was having to deal with. Somebody had passed away. It's well, what do we do in these situations? So just kind of backing up, reverse mortgage, and everybody knows this, but basically it's a loan that homeowners over the age of 62 that basically allows them to convert their equity into cash. And there's no monthly mortgage payment. So unlike a mortgage where you're making payments on it and it decreases in size, a reverse mortgage actually increases as time goes on. And it's repaid basically when the borrower either sells the property, if they move out, or the last surviving borrower dies. So the most common one is the FHA insured. So they've got the home equity conversion mortgage, as it's called. But there is a reverse for purchase. This was something I wasn't aware of, but Susan said that we had a couple of those recently where folks were able to basically go ahead and get a reverse mortgage to buy a home. So I guess, as long as they've got the cash, and the neat part about that is, of course, there's no monthly mortgage payments. Wow. So and that may be something, some of the lender partners can chat about if that's something that they have. And so there's some pros and cons, and I'm not going to do a deep dive in that, but obviously it's supplemental income during retirement. Folks are able to use that cash, especially if they're on limited income. They get bad press oftentimes, but for folks that have, a paid off house, but then are living on Social Security, I've seen plenty of cases where, the house is falling apart around them and they don't have the money for repairs, but they've got a paid off home. It's like, well, okay, that is an asset that you can use. Allows folks to stay in their home. Again, no monthly mortgage payments, and it's a non-recourse loan. So there's no obligation personally on the repayment of those funds. It's just tied to the house. So if the value of that mortgage ends up exceeding far and above, if they run these spreadsheets and calculations of how long they think you're going to live, and somebody outlives that, they end up with these huge mortgages on homes that aren't, worth that much, and there's no personal obligations. Okay, well, I'm out of here, and you can have the house, basically. The options for when somebody inherits one, basically to, obviously you can pay it off. So if the client decides they want to keep the home, it has to be a owner occupied property for the borrower, though. So if they move out or if they pass away, you have a client that's like, hey, mom died, what do I do with this property? Their options are going to be one to, they've got to pay it off some way or another. They could refinance, get another loan if they've got the cash, pay it off, obviously do that. They could sell the property and pay off the mortgage like any other mortgage. Yes.
Isn't there a time restraint on that?
There is. Yeah, there are time restraints. I think, I saw So in looking at this, I saw online it was like 30 days after the death. But I had always just sort of, things you.
Did one and it was 60.
60? Okay,
For
yeah.
purchase.
Well, my understanding was that you had a year. I don't know where you just sort of pick up things as you go along. And I don't know where I read this, but everything I saw was less than that. But I had told folks, I think you've got a year after the death.
So is it, if it was 30 days, would it be 30 days to initiate the sale or pay it off?
And really for them, I mean, they're gonna foreclose at some point and that
Date of
process.
death certificate.
Yeah, yeah. Sure. Yeah,
But if you provide a hardship letter,
yeah, there's,
typically will work with you.
Right.
And they have to give you up to a year,
yeah.
but it's typically 60 days.
Okay, that's plenty of time.
It gets into what I'm gonna talk about here. So another option is the deed in lieu. They can just say, hey, take the home, you guys can deal with it. Client doesn't wanna deal with it. Obviously, that doesn't help any of us in this room. So you don't wanna do that option. The best case is, I'm gonna say, is the short sale. You wanna tell the client, hey, we can get this home sold. Not have to worry about the issues with the deed in lieu foreclosure, not have to deal with it, but get this thing paid off. Help you guys out, help us out, and put it in the hands of another buyer. So that is, and there's a whole process for that. Of course, you've got to notify the servicing contractor of the intent to sell the property. It has to be sold for at least 95% of its current appraised value. And there are instances where we've had, somebody maybe had some judgments on the property where, basically we're able to get those judgments paid. Obviously the bank, they're not interested in are in the business of owning property. They want to go ahead and get loans paid off. So we've had plenty of instances, where we're able to, help facilitate that process. So if you find yourself in that situation, we help negotiate short sales. There's no money out of pocket for the person who's having to deal with it. Hey, so in 2022, if you'd asked me, I'd say, no, we got enough going on.
Like, holy.
Now, hey, we will do short sales.
In 2006, 7, 8.
Oh yeah, see those are the other things. Now in 2025, yeah, we will do that. Absolutely. So don't call somebody else.
We will
Don't
ever.
send it somewhere else.
Oh
We
my
will
gosh,
do
that's
love.
huge. Can you send me an email
Go.
to send that out?
Yep.
Yeah. So there's obviously
I feel like I
they.
need like angelic music right now.
There we
It's a
go.
long time coming.
Yeah. So to initiate the process, they're obviously going to need, I tell folks, hey, go ahead and, figure out the comps, get a contract on the property. It's got to be, obviously it's got to meet that threshold there that it's not just going to be some, transaction that they're skeptical of. It's got to be, it's going to meet the value there, the 95% there. We will, in that process, we'll rough up a HUD statement or an Alta statement for you just to kind of show that, hey, this is based on this sales price. These are the expenses. Here's the estimated net, and you use that for trying to get that approval letter, from the servicer. Obviously, being the death certificate, if somebody's passed away, death certificate, probate documents, power of attorney, if applicable. So those are going to be things, obviously, that we'll work with you in the process of getting that thing started, and kind of get that approval letter and push it through. So that's the highlight there. If you find somebody in those situations, don't panic. We will help them out.
Wow.
Help you guys out.
That's
help us
exciting.
out. So yeah, there we go.
That is super exciting.
How
Like,
about that for Tuesday?
Yeah, I think that's great. I'm excited about that.
Good.
We've been wanting you guys to do that for a while. How's the 1031 exchange going? That's my next.
Well, so the problem with us being, I looked into that, to be an intermediary, we wouldn't be able to handle the closing or do any of those other
Okay.
things. So we kind of like the
Okay.
closing. part.
Yeah. Okay, all right,
Title
that's
part,
okay.
so-
Utah's great.
She is.
We
She's
love
fantastic.
Utah and
Send
that's
stuff
serious,
to
so that's
them.
good. We're almost there. We're almost
Yeah.
full. And I
We're
mean,
getting
that's
there.
pretty
We're
good.
getting there. So,
Yeah.
any
that's-
questions?
Let me make sure there's anything online.
You guys can close anything in Virginia, right?
Yes.
And North Carolina.
And North Carolina.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're statewide.
No.
So,
Yeah, so we got both. All right, thank you, Austin. Great, Craig.
Thank you. It's like a on deck layout.
Yeah, man.
Teed them up for you.
How's everybody doing?
Great.
Awesome. We got a good room today. Thank you for coming today. So obviously, you know, I'm Captain Mortgage. I'm going to piggyback on exactly what he just said. We do reverse mortgages in-house. My mortgage mentor, Micah Jar, has been in the industry 20 years. He specializes in them. He's pushing me and pushing me and pushing me to sell more reverse mortgages because they are really super beneficial for the client. So I do know a little bit about them. If any of you all want any information on that, feel free to reach out to me. I actually have a PDF pulled up right now for the next steps. If you have a client whose family member is passed away, it's literally a 5-page PDF of the next steps of what you can do and what you need to do to either assume that loan, not assume it, that's a bad word, to either take over that loan, get new financing, or do something along those lines.
Can you put that on our internal Facebook group?
Sure,
Awesome.
yeah. So it's like a 5-page PDF. I don't know how
Yeah.
whatever, I'll figure it out.
Okay.
Okay, I'll let you, yeah. Cool, we'll figure it out. We got it. Yes, no problem.
Or you
We
can
got
just
it.
send it to me and I'll add
Yeah,
it.
yeah, we got it. No problem. But either way, it's a great, it can be very good. And as Austin said, and I'm sure everybody has heard, the reverse mortgages do have really bad stigmas. So just know that they are very beneficial for clients, like he was talking about. 62. But the biggest thing is what people don't realize, let's say you get a reverse mortgage at 63. You actually don't have, you can actually still keep making a mortgage payment. And it's like the reverse of you're actually gaining equity and paying yourself back in that interest. So let's just say the rate's 7.5. So if the rate's 7.5, you can actually do the reverse mortgage and continue to make a mortgage payment, and it's going to accrue at that interest rate. So you're actually paying yourself the interest on that mortgage. Make sense?
No.
So that when you pull out of it, well, it's just like the reverse of you paying,
I'm gone.
you're paying yourself the interest, right? Instead of you using the interest or the equity of the home, you can actually kind of flip it, basically. It's long story short, on a reverse mortgage, you don't actually have to do a full withdrawal or start doing dividends from the mortgage. You can actually continue to make mortgage payments to continue to build that seed. So that when it's time for you to pull money out, you actually have a larger seed than if you were to just start it at 62. So let's just say you got it at 62 and you continue to pay money into the seed. Once you hit 70, you're like, all right, 70, we're cashing out. We're going to now start taking dividends off of those funds. Right? Makes sense?
How much equity do you have to do a reverse?
40%. You got to have, yeah, it's got to be 60%, I guess is probably the answer you're looking for.
Okay.
It's got to be at least 40% loan to value. I think I'm saying that right. It's like he said, it's close to being paid off, some of those things. The problem is there's a lot of people that may have done 5 refinances. They've owned the home for 28 years, but they've done 5 refinances. So they may not have the equity in there, right? But that's another reason why we try to tell people to build wealth through real estate, right? That's the only reason why I'm even coupling on what he said. We're trying to build wealth through real estate. So if you continue to rent until you're 65 years old, you don't have that asset that you could have had when you were 35 years old that you can now pull money off of for your retirement. So that's what we say. We build wealth through real estate. You're actually utilizing those as funds for your retirement. Your asset is your retirement. Your home is your asset, i.e. your retirement, right? So did I clear any of that up? Does that make sense? The second example that I gave, maybe the first one was probably kind of confusing. Anyway, a couple events we got coming up. May 18th, this Sunday, got a cornhole event. Thomasina is a big sponsor for that. So I appreciate you all. If you all can come out, play some cornhole. We got some great raffle prizes. We got like a signed Steelers thing by a Steelers player. We got
name on there?
different things.
You forget my name again. My name. It always happens. And I personally sponsored it. My name. Don't forget my name.
Big.
I mean, you are the brand though. Can I get a show of hands? Who thinks that Thomasina is the brand that goes to town? Thank you.
Great, but you guys are good job. First row, all the way back,
At least I got half the room.
because you know that the public would.
Wrap around the back, okay?
Because here's the thing, like if the public sees it, how are they gonna contact us for leads? Like, how are they gonna contact Thomasina for me to give them? delete.
I don't know, I posted this like 2 months ago and he didn't say anything.
I didn't until just now when it was in front of me on the big screen.
It's big, it is a big screen.
Craig, that's why I always let you go first. Nobody else gets hackled. Like,
It's the same
I just-
size as the other.
that's a problem.
Well bigger.
Look, Matt's got his name and number.
Craig's got his name too.
Hey, that's the logo. He's actually got that number tattooed on him. Right here.
White.
So that's
Go
actually,
ahead, Craig.
that's actually the $2,000 sponsor if you want to go up here and just replace Beach Boys.
Like you could put Captain Morgan and the other blue one up at the top, then they wouldn't be so crowded.
Well, that's just how the flyers.
Is your
are.
number on yours? And your name?
Because I created it. Well, no, so it's like a compliance thing. I have to put that information.
Same.
I have to put my name
Same.
and last name.
I gotta do the same thing.
Well, I know, well, you gotta,
You have every logo I have.
for what it's worth, does anybody know, bonus points, anybody know how many years we've been doing this?
3.
3 years. Guess how many years it's been Coastal Town Realty logo?
3.
3.
In the first year, what did I say? Thomas, even when
You
you were
gotta
down-
send it to me, you gotta let me know.
Thomasina,
right?
first year.
You gotta send it to me.
I will send you.
Prove it.
First of all,
I will.
What's your source document?
in the marriage, you're always wrong.
We're gonna
Trying to
get,
help you here, Greg.
we're gonna get that
Just
fixed.
say okay.
We're gonna get that fixed. We're gonna get that fixed. Anyway, we have a great event coming up. It is-
Sunday, I'll be there so that my name gets announced.
Yes, which it does. So we'll, yeah, anyway, great 4-hole tournament for my son's wrestling team, First Colonial High School, Beach Boys Wrestling. We got a couple great sponsors too. Mini Split Matt is a big sponsor as well. He is here today. He'll get introduced in a little bit. Other than that, that's pretty much it for that. Now, May 22nd. I'm sure you all know, May 22nd, we have an event here for, Ask the VA Appraiser. We have a VA appraiser from Sinan and Green coming. I'm sure you all have worked with Sinan and Green before with an appraiser from there, but this is Thomas Ray. And Brooks Sinan, who's also a partner of Sinan and Green, are gonna both be here so we can beat them up for all their VA appraiser questions. Please, 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 I encourage you to come. I encourage you to tell your friends about it. It's gonna be a good one.
When is it again?
May 22nd, next Thursday. June 5th, we're doing a hip hop happy hour at Chicho's 29th Street. We have a DJ, local DJ, DJ Be Easy. You may or may not recognize his name. He was actually at your award
He did
ceremony
our
last year.
awards
He's a great DJ.
Last year.
To be a good fun time, 4 to 7, hip-hop happy hour. And then June 25th, Thomasina and I had scheduled, we're gonna be doing one-on-ones with you all. So if you want to get a one-on-one with myself and with her to talk about all things marketing, social media, how to build your brand, how to do whatever you think that you can do to build your business, right? Whether it be trying to sell that person that's renting right now a home, or get that next investor to buy his next rental property.
We'll send out a Calendly link. It should be out this week
Yes,
for you guys to sign up if you want
Where's
to.
the hip hop happy hour?
it's at Chicho's 29th. I'll be posting that on y'all's page here shortly. As you can see, I got a lot going on as far as events go, so sometimes they do get stacked up. And then lastly, we do have a sunset boat cruise coming up. That's the one thing we did not discuss yesterday.
Figured out
But,
going home. It was a lot.
Yeah. But either way, we have that coming up this year, so keep an eye out. And it's always usually a good time. We got some food and drinks on the dock with some
It's Lucy's
sunset.
favorite time.
Yes.
I haven't even been out yet this year.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Craig.
Sorry,
Hi,
working
Bill.
my way. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Couple things.
Okay.
I mean, I don't need to talk about reverse mortgages, except for I just went through 2 of these. So they had 30 days to communicate. All you have to do is communicate to the lender within 30 days, and they'll give you 6 months to work it out. And they'll even extend that 6 months as long as you're in communication with them.
Great.
But you do need to communicate within 30 days from the date of the death certificate. Number 2, excuse me for a second, I'm gonna show my age. All right, we did. I just gave the class about all the grants and the certificates, and we had the guest speaking. Well, right after we gave this class, VHDA decided to have a big announcement. Now they are doing for first generation buyers a 2% rate reduction.
Wow.
So let's say Thomasina's my child, and I'm her dad, and I've never owned a house, and my mom never owned a house. Thomasina and her husband's never owned a house, and they decided to go buy a house. Well, say the rate is 7% or 6.875, they're gonna buy it down to 4.875 or 5% automatically, as long as they meet those guidelines, and we have to fill out a form, and they have to meet all the other BHGA guidelines. Isn't that awesome?
That's awesome.
So now, and so just so you guys know what that means, because I do a lot of qualifying, I know Craig does as well. We're qualifying people at 6.875 on these VHDAs. Now all of a sudden we can turn their qualification down to 5% or 4.875. Now all of a sudden you've gone from $180,000 house to a $240,000 house.
Yeah.
That's a life-changing difference maker for a first-time home buyer, especially for people that have never owned a home and they're paying this rent. So that's exciting. So people that we thought they couldn't get to a house because you've shopped them over the last year and a half, and they're at 150 and you can't find anything.
Great. Here,
Let's
come on,
revisit
this is my
those.
CMR.
Let's revisit those, because you're probably up to about 190 if they fall into this category. Okay, so that was the big announcement I wanted to share. I have the guidelines. I will email it to Thomasina so she can put that out.
Is that only
Um,
BHJ that did that? Is that only BHJ that did that?
Yes, that's
Okay.
correct.
North Carolina's not playing ball yet?
Well, North Carolina does have the $15,000 grant.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
They're
they're
doing-
not doing the rate reduction yet.
not yet,
Not
not yet. But anything else, thank you so much. We've gotten a lot of leads in the last, couple weeks from you guys, so we appreciate it. They're working, they're grinding.
Do they have to be first time generational home
Yes,
buyers
yes,
or
for
just
that
first
2%.
time buyers?
Nope, generational.
How many generations are we talking about?
Parents or guardians. Parents or guardians. So
Okay, okay,
if your parents and guardians haven't owned,
one generation.
now you can inherit. So say your parents inherited a grandparent's house and never bought the house,
Mm.
which I have a client that did. They
Mm.
qualify.
Interesting. What about
Okay.
their kids?
Has to be one. It's the kids buying. The parents live in the grandparents' house. They never had a mortgage.
The kids own a home, but the parent.
Doesn't say down, says up, says above you.
Okay,
Generations.
so what if, okay, so I'm asking because I have.
I understand, and I know who you have it with.
What if
and I
the
already-
parents are from another country, like they live in another country?
It's
How
United
do you
States.
do that?
It's United States.
Okay.
Makes sense? The affidavit says United States.
Okay.
And if not, we'll send it to Gigi and Gigi can interpret it, because that's what she gets paid to do.
So is it like a couple is fine, but both the sets of parents?
Hold on. Ooh. Let's just read this.
Leave it to Nikki.
All borrowers' parents, all borrowers' parents and legal guardians cannot have owned a home in the last 3 years. That also includes all household spouses.
Last 3 years.
So
Now
3
it's getting
years.
complicated,
All
all
right.
right.
That's what the
That's
rule
what
always
makes
has
a new
been.
homeowner.
Yeah.
Sounds like government.
It's a government loan, man. It's ain't government. But I will send out the guidelines. But good thing is, none of you have to interpret those guidelines. Because what are you guys? Raise your hand if you're a realtor or a real estate agent. Raise your hand if you're a lender. Exactly. So just send it to us and we'll do the interpretation. Because if you get in trouble trying to interpret those things. Send us to do it.
That's all.
I know. That was not, I wasn't being snide. I just wanted to remind you. Because actually I had an agent that told a client the other day that they could do something and they didn't know the grant level. And so they disqualified for the grant.
Another thing, because this has come up recently and I don't, just so we're asking, home, has your name been on title of a home? What if, has your name been on title on late?
Says, oh.
Says home, okay.
Domicile.
But again, anything that is abnormal that doesn't meet the traditional guideline, we'll send a note to BHDA and double check before we put the client through it. And just so since I'm getting, hey, can we put that thing back up about your cornhole?
Yeah. 1 second.
Just taking the deflection off me, just from my podcast. Hey, did you see this? It doesn't have Thomasina's name on it. Look at
Here it is, right here. There it is.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
I couldn't see it from
No,
here.
I will tell you, that is awesome, Craig, and I hope you guys make $1 million for your wrestling team.
They actually, there's a lot, listen, if there's anything, I will say this about the cornhole. So I didn't get to go last year because I wasn't with the airport. I'll come this year. There's a ton of people there as far as networking goes. Like, it is a great networking event. Everybody's drinking, everybody's having a good time. There's a DJ, like, wear your name tag and get out there. Are you coming out? Because he's a networking guru. So even though he's sponsoring, like I would say, me personally, if I wasn't I still go because it's such a good networking event. And you're parked there. You can always go to the beach afterwards. I mean, if it's a nice day. You know?
Last year we had like 70 people actually play cornhole. We had over 100 people.
Yeah,
We
it's
raised-
a good networking event, guys. Like you need to go and network.
We raised over $5,000 last year. The first year we raised like a little over 4,000.
Yeah, so it's going up, up,
We
up,
raised
up,
that
up.
money because of people like you and Matt and the floor doctor and, you know, Chicho's obviously.
Yeah, Chicho's
And,
great.
last year Prosper was also a great sponsor as well.
Yeah.
You mean Evertree?
Well, last year.
Yeah.
They just turned Evertree. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Meredith with Evertree.
Hi, Meredith.
Long time prosper. I brought pop by stuff.
Oh,
in
awesome.
Bags with little, thank you for helping my business grow, and bags of flower seeds for your clients and.
I thought you meant chicken sandwiches.
No, not this time. Maybe next time. I don't think that would pop by well though. Maybe a little dysentery, you know, whatever. Nothing really to report that is super not insurance nerdy. If you want to get a little nerdy, we just found out yesterday, or I was in a meeting where big box companies say Travelers or Progressive are about to launch their own E&S side of business. So our coastal properties that typically go outside of a bigger box insurance company for coverage can now kind of stay in-house, which is really exciting because that means they're covered in the event they won't go insolvent, if you will. Anyway, long story short, we're still raging out here with some homeowners quotes. Anything you need, coastal, crazy, old, polybutylene pipes, give us a call. We can take care of anything.
You can do poly now.
There's a caveat. You want to talk about it, we'll talk about it. But there's a way to get it to closing. They just need to fix it within 30 days of it. But if we need to get to closing, there's ways to work around it. But it will need to be fixed.
Put that on the
because
talk next Tuesday. I have things about that.
typically there's problems with polybutylene piping, which is why
Right.
they're like,
But previously you were a hard no.
previously, yes. Now we can
Now it's on the TV.
finagle.
Or
We gotta be
discussion.
creative. We're being creative.
So should that be something in the paper then? If
We'll
you're-
talk about it Tuesday.
You're a buyer.
We're gonna talk about that Tuesday.
I wouldn't do
We're gonna talk about that Tuesday.
Tuesday, we're talking about that on Tuesday. Talking about
Just as a reminder, this is recorded, so.
On
FYI.
Tuesday, if you want to discuss.
She's
policy,
talking
make
about
it.
that. We do have some events coming up in our Evertree office. We are having a 40 and over event for women. It's called Galapalooza, talking about functional fitness, hormone replacement. If you're interested in coming out there, it's being hosted by a couple of industry partners, so you're more than welcome to come. 40 or over, typically we're talking about the menopause, and
Can you put it on our page, please?
I absolutely will.
Okay.
And then we are also having a golf event. It'll be a golf lesson. If you're interested, we have limited spots, so let me know and I can sign you up, and it's for realtors only. So, and it's a women's event as well. That's all I have.
If you could put those on our page, that
Yes,
would be
ma'am.
great. Or if you could send them to, who's your contact, Rebecca? Who's your contact, Chrissy? Whoever your contact is, if you can send them,
Yep.
then they'll put it on the page.
Yeah, I will be happy.
Candace and Great, where's Candace? Oh, there she is.
Back there. Hi,
Candace,
Greg.
we love you. You need to come up here too. You're gonna have to come up here and stand with me. Yep, get up here. Yeah. This office loves you, so you better get up here. Told you how much, I mean, they love you too, but they really love you.
Start.
Yep.
So I'm Greg with Geico, but as you can see, we sell all the other stuff. And so you can, yes. Okay. I had nothing to do with this. I will say that the biggest thing, the last time I was here, I was all doom and gloom and the insurance industry was dying, and it has come back. Things are still a little interesting in the insurance market. Kind of geeky if you want to get really geeky. not Geico, but Progressive, which we don't write Progressive, but Progressive announced recently that they had pricing in preparation for the tariffs. And so they could go down by the body part of the car to quickly adjust their pricing so that they would have the right pricing within weeks for future policies. And that's how granular they're trying to get with everything. And that's not saying that's where Geico is at all. If Geico is, they didn't say it. They don't have to say some things because Geico's not a public company. So Progressive says stuff like that. It's just kind of interesting when you think about the impact of things that are going on and car parts and that kind of stuff. I will say about our famous piping that you're asking about, we do have one carrier that's a don't ask, don't tell. We don't ask and you don't tell and we don't have any
That's
problems.
the Tuesday talk.
Yes.
So I'm glad that Greg
Yes.
brought it up.
Yes, so,
Thank you.
Yeah.
so,
Tuesday.
yes. Tuesday for don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah.
So that's all we'll
But
leave for
right
that,
now,
but-
what you all need to do is make sure that number is in your phone because that is the only one I know of.
Great, let's call Greg.
Yes,
Well, is that the right number up there?
His numbers.
Okay.
yes, yeah, the number.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
Make sure it's not your cell phone.
That's right, that's not my cell phone. That's not my cell phone.
No, okay, good. Okay.
So it does say Saturday 9 to 5. We answer the phones Monday through Saturday 9 to 9. Obviously, if you have my cell phone number, we can help you. at the
Oh, we'll
other
need to
time.
change that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you have the.
Yeah,
original.
I don't know.
That's the last one I got.
Yeah,
But we'll need to change that.
yeah,
If
but
you
we'll
could change
answer
it, send
Monday
it.
through Saturday 9 to 9, or I answer all the time. But what's different with us, obviously, is what a third of Hampton Roads is insured with Geico auto insurance already. And we have the ability to take these products because these companies have entered into strategic relationships with Geico that allows us to reduce the auto and reduce this policy, where this policy doesn't get reduced through most carriers because of the auto combo. And that's just because the Geico using their $1 billion leverage to say, this is what you're gonna do for us. So that's and that's not all the companies we write through, but we have a few others. Bottom line is you have a lot of choices. You all send us leads and I appreciate it very much. And thank you for those. And I know that the real stars here is Candace, so
Yeah.
I'll send her from now on.
Yeah. We like you too.
Yep.
If you both could come as a package, that'd be great. Oh, do you want to talk anything about the news that has happened recently? Uncle Warren, any?
I don't know, you probably saw that Warren Buffett, who owns Geico, said, I'm out. Now, that's a big difference from what he had said a year ago. If you ever watch any of the Berkshire Hathaway stuff, it's kind of interesting, especially since they, Berkshire Hathaway, makes up such a significant portion of all the companies in America, what they own of them. But Warren Buffett had said last year that the actuarial tables, he was very familiar that the actuarial tables were running out on him. And indicating that, mortality was near. But 3 weeks ago, he announced at the Berkshire Hathaway meeting that he is retiring at the end of the year. And if you watch the Berkshire meeting, you probably should, especially if you're in the business world at all, because what's happening there is a big deal. You could see that he made a couple of simple math mistakes, which is absolutely unheard of for Warren. And it's probably time for him to step away.
Yep.
And so, in any event, Berkshire Hathaway, if you're familiar, obviously Geico and Wells Fargo and See's Candy and Dairy Queen and Shaw Carpets and it's.
Does he still have a portion of Coke too?
A massive portion of Coke, sold off a massive portion of Apple. Probably the largest holder of cash in the United States.
Yeah,
They probably have more
absolutely.
cash than Apple has. But the stock trades at some $400,000 a share. It's never split. And so most people buy portions of it, but you should look up BRK.A. And then for the rest of us, look at BRK.B. Because
Correct, that's
the,
what one we have.
But-
And we can afford.
But you should look up BRK.A if you're really interested in what stock growth is. Doesn't believe in splitting, doesn't believe in any of the reduction in prices. But you have to understand what you're buying. You're buying with a share. They're wholly owned of Geico and General Re. It's the largest reinsurance facility in the world. And then I'll leave you with worthless information. Berkshire Hathaway and their reinsurance facility was the only insurance company that could pay their share of the 9/11 claims. So when the buildings fell, everyone else said, we never insured it. We didn't collect enough premium. We did not expect that these buildings would ever disappear. Because remember, every building even every house in Hampton Roads. You may buy it through State Farm or you may buy it through Travelers. That's not who is solely insuring the home. Traveler says we'll put it on our paper and then they go buy insurance through another company. They say, listen, if this really happens, we're gonna need you in here. And then that company goes and buys insurance to another company and says, listen, if that really, really happens, and it really, really happens, we need you here, right? And it's the reason why it's important. And I have Stillwater on there, but I'll tell you that we are ending our relationship with them because of their financial stability. So that's a very important factor, especially in the economic conditions that are going on, is if you don't have strong reinsurance, then you lose your financial rating. And Geico requires that all of our partners must have an AM Best rating of an A or better. A B is not acceptable to Geico. And yes, there may be companies in Hampton Roads that sell B and C companies. We absolutely will not sell it because at the time of loss, there won't be protection. And some loans we're going to require an AM Best A rating or better. Right? And the one in the middle there has lost their rating.
So I will tell you, I've known Greg since I was 20 years old. It's a long time.
It's a long time ago.
Right? And I am really good at saying just a few words to make him have a very long speech because he's full of information, as you can see. If you guys literally want to go to coffee or lunch with Greg and I will go with you. I can make him talk like this all day long. And it is such good information. I mean, you pick a topic and I bet you he has a mountain of information.
Can we start on Disney?
Yeah, right. We definitely can. We're both Disney fanatics. He sends me stuff all the time, but I don't even know about Disney. That's how good he is with whatever he decides to research. So, he is definitely a wealth of knowledge. If you guys ever want to just go to lunch, I say coffee, but I don't think coffee would be enough for whatever you need. He's a huge investor. He's not even talking about that. He does investments. How many doors do you have, Greg?
66.
66 doors. Like, he's not just with the insurance. So I get him in here very little, but when I do, I definitely drain him for what I can. So if you do want to, that's not the number. Let me know. And I'll set up. That's the number to his office. So thank you, Greg. That was great information. Really.
And I will say, Greg actually is a great resource too. I have a client that's PCSing from here, Virginia Beach, moving to Washington State, Whidbey Island. And he was a great connector for a great Geico agent out there, which is, I'm going to tell you, your guy saved the day because he wrote the binder or whatever. Binder came out. And then, the lady said, oh no, I'm going to go with, I think it was Progressive. And then she comes back, she said, hey, do you still have so much information? Whatever his name is. I'm like, yeah, why? What's up? She's like, so I tell you that, in that, just know that insurance companies lie. We all joke buyers are liars, but some insurance companies will tell you one thing and do something different. I can attest that Meredith and Greg, personally, I do know that their companies, they don't lie to your customers, so, or clients. But anyway, got my man Mini Split Matt here. You may or may not have seen our joint social media stuff that we've done together. Because honestly, I met Matt at an event with a good buddy of ours named the Floor Doctor. Yes, he does flooring for a living. So anyway, he introduced me to Matt, and Matt and I jumped off pretty quickly. Within a week, I think we had a meeting and we did some social media work together, which was awesome. And the biggest thing that I can say is Matt will really help you with your business as well because he's on top of it. He runs a very solid and strong business. Other than that, I'll let pretty much Matt take it away. But that's the other thing too, is if you want to learn more and try and get better at doing social media and putting yourself out there, the stuff that he's doing, it works. That one video that we shot, how many deals, or let's just say a monetary amount, how much money did you make off that one video that we shot a couple weeks ago?
60K.
What?
60K.
Of the one video, because we have overarching spheres. You know,
Which one was that?
well, no, yeah.
Multiple.
Yeah. Well, he's joking because we've done a couple. You know, he even brought me in to speak to his team for a sales management or sales training, which I was honored to do. I've been asked to do that before, but I've never been given money at the end as a surprise. So that's why I say he's a good dude. He's sponsoring my son's cornhole tournament as well. I say all these things. He's very giving to the community and to your clients, and does really good work. I set it up for you. Mini split mat, guys.
Alright, thank you guys. I'm the founder of Mini Split Mat, Duckless. Let me get my shit out. I don't do this that often. But yeah, so we got a business, started 5 years ago, it's 5 years old now. We just mainly do ductless mini splits. There's no more ductwork. It's over with. We can rip out the ductwork, put in mini split your whole house in one day. And you can do a single zone unit and you can put it in your master bedroom, especially if your wife's going through menopause. It'll save the relationship. So we save relationships.
You, I was gonna say, you need to go to,
I'm going.
Meredith's thing, yeah.
I'm going. Anyway,
He said women only.
save the relationships, garage conditioning, man cave, stuff like that. It's simple, it's easy. We streamline the process.
What about an all glass sunroom?
All glass sunroom, yes, anything. I can do anything. I've done it.
Really?
We have 5 years. Right now, we have it to the point now, you go on the website, you put it in the basket, upload a couple pictures, and we're there. There's not been a single zone unit that we can't figure out. Mini splits come in floor models, high wall, and that's it. Those two options are the only options we have. We don't do the ceiling cassettes. We don't do drain pumps. Drain pumps fail. The window unit on the Frog, when you're selling that house, that does not count. That space is not conditioned. That square footage does not matter. So my presentation, what I'm giving to you guys is you guys can pay me at closing. Put it in the sale agreement, whatever. I'll get it from the title company. But I will help you
So
sell
you're
that
saying you'll
house.
get paid at closing?
At closing.
That's what he's saying, guys.
You
He
can
will
pay me
get
at
paid at closing.
I have 100 units in stock at all times,
What?
How long do
unconditioned.
you wait to get paid?
At closing?
As long as I have to wait, I have 100 units in stock at all times on Newtown Road. I can do the job in 2 hours, 1 unit. I have a crazy team from here to Florida. So it's crazy, it's overwhelming, but I'm trying to hang on. I have a website and each unit, each room, each unit is based off of square footage. So your smallest unit, 300 square foot, 500 square foot, 900 square foot, 1,200 square foot. It's like a big ass garage.
Mhm.
Then I have a dual zone unit and I have more than that, but that's what we want to specialize in. So we've streamlined the process this weekend. You just click it, upload 3 pictures, book it, and we're there. We can do it the same day.
Do you have
Yeah, so-
financing?
Financing by Synchrony right now. We're trying to get it better, faster through Affirm and Alarm and all that
Mhm.
one clicks type of stuff. But I built this business 5 years ago because there's a couple you guys know who I worked with and stuff like that. Couple contractors out here. There's no more contracting bullshit. There's no more. We're selling an appliance and we're delivering it and we're installing it by a craftsman for free, essentially. We're putting it in the cost. So we have set rates. The 1 unit is $3,800. There's no back and forth. Can they get a military discount? No, it's $3,800 for that. Yeah, I'll give you a deal, of course. Some of you guys I know personally, but we can get this. There's no hassle. It's like the way car buying should be, like through CarMax. But this is the way we're trying to eliminate that contractor hassle. We don't disappear for lunch. We don't go to Home Depot and fucking. We get the job done, and that's what we're setting the standard. We have an app coming out that makes it even easier. So, air conditioning is going to be, the way I see it, is the ductwork. Nobody cleans ductwork.
Is it just AC or does the
Yeah.
units also heat?
Great question. It is a heat pump. It does AC and
These
heat.
don't require a permit.
Again, all glass sunroom.
Yeah. Permits, yes, you can. Sometimes I have ways around permits, delay permits. Sometimes there's a unit already, a PTAC, a hotel unit with electrical in place. That's already there. I can pop that out, put something in, and then it qualifies for no permit. But yes, I have permit.
Okay,
I'm a HVAC, master HVAC and electrical.
okay.
So all those.
I know, I love it. I think it's
Yeah,
great. Like
yeah,
I have got like 5 ideas for it already.
Right.
Like,
So we're based out of Virginia Beach. We have locations in Florida. It's going crazy. It's just a very simple process. I designed it just so you don't have to deal with the BS anymore. It's hard to get people to show up, and you don't have to pay, you don't have to no deposit either. I buy the units from Mitsubishi directly. I buy them in bulk. So, but that's where I went at, and then we also went off of not going on the estimate, cause your garage is so simple, you know? It just goes here, pipes go outside, hang up the unit, put it on the pad, run power to it, panels right there, I'm done. 2 hours. $4 grand, $5 grand, I mean, it sounds like a lot, but it's worth it, and that's one of our sayings.
Do you have a picture of the down unit?
Outside unit, yeah.
Yeah, but you said you have an up unit and a down unit.
Yeah, so here's some, pictures.
On the
right here.
website?
Yeah, here's a couple.
Here, Matt, tell me where to go.
Yeah. Come on the website, I'll show it down right now.
Matt,
Here you go.
Matt, tell me what to do.
Alright, let's go down. Pick Virginia Beach location. Alright, so now you'll see this is the outdoor unit
Okay,
hanging up on, that's a shed.
alright.
In and out in an hour and a half. Guaranteed, those are she shed. Keep scrolling, yeah.
There you
She
go.
sheds, man caves, gyms, home offices. I'm doing a whole house tomorrow in terrible neighborhood in Norview, and I walked in and the lady said she never had AC. It was in the worst area. I mean, I was blown away when she approved the $19,000 job. It took 5 heads. 2 in the front, goes to a dual zone on the side. I hit that with a concrete divider, and a 3 zone in the back. 2 up, 1 down, to 1 unit.
What does a whole house cost?
That was 19,000.
How big's that
Tina
house?
Green going in tomorrow for 19,000. Never
How
had
many square feet is that house?
1,400. 6, maybe 12 to 1,400 top and bottom townhouse in Norview.
Oh, okay, up to your
Top
top.
and bottom,
Yeah,
but
so
then
the
also
average
the
cost.
rooms you're having, cause.
Average cost per head unit, that 6 to 9K unit, go down a little bit.
Mhm.
Not sure that's when you want somebody to come and it's more invasive job than just a single zone. But if you go back up, please, to these, the 3850, that's a larger unit. These 3850 times 5. It's easy math.
Mhm.
It's done. I do 4 times 5 just to get it, easy math. So 19, 20 grand, never had ductwork. Well, you can try to risk it, get somebody in there to try to get the airflow right. But now she has 4 units upstairs and 1 down. She doesn't use the room. She doesn't have to use the power. You turn it up or down.
shut.
Right.
Right. Well, no, the area is a little rough, but I mean, nobody else has AC in the neighborhood, but yeah, she may have something to worry about.
True
Say a small prayer for her. But yeah, I couldn't believe she had the damn check. She had the $19,000 check. I was blown away, no financing. I was proud of her.
Yeah.
I was super proud of her. She said, I'm ready. I've been stalking you for 2 years. I said, well, hell yeah, I'm gonna be there too. I don't even do the work anymore, but I love doing the work and I love to meet the customers. Because every job we go to, our van's driving around, I'm on the back of the van, like, call me now. It was the smartest thing I ever did in business, was put my face on it. Because I stand behind everything we do, money back guarantee, everything. And the only thing that matters to me is that damn drain line. The drain line comes out of the indoor head unit. So I mount the head unit on the wall. Let's go back up to the video. Is there a video we can play?
Yeah,
Back
yeah,
up.
yeah.
Head unit, pipes go outside, drain line, refrigerant lines, communication wire.
Is this the video? Oh, where'd it go?
Right here. Yeah, so
Alright, hold on, let me.
put them on yachts in Florida. That's just Trey Maddox, famous comedian. It's my business partner.
Well, there's no
Units in
sound.
stock, Newtown Road. We wear whatever we want to work. But yeah,
Hopefully it'll start
school
working.
business, mini split mat. It sounds kind of, could be some.
Super catchy.
Yeah.
I had a quick question.
Yeah, come on.
Is this something you have to recharge with Freon or whatever
You
that is?
should never have to recharge the AC
Yeah.
unit ever. It's a sealed system and it should never leak. If you have a leak, you need it. Basically, the leftover refrigerant needs to be removed and pumped up with nitrogen to reveal the leak. Once you reveal the leaks, you can find it. You find it, you fix it, and then you pull the vacuum, which basically boils out the contaminants, and you refill the system at that time. If you're topping off a system, you're wrong. It's still releasing that into the atmosphere.
With
You
any
don't-
system?
Any
Yeah,
HVAC,
right.
car,
Okay.
any of that stuff. So, I've never been to school. I never went to college, any of that stuff. All I did was this the hard way. And I found out what I didn't want to do. Duct work. I'm not doing duct work. I'm too big to call it the house.
Amen.
I'm too big for the attic and that. I'm not doing this. But I got good at it. Question.
What is the lifetime
12 years.
And is there warranty?
Yes, 1 year, I guarantee it for 1 year. No questions asked, 1 year warranty with the 10-year parts from Mitsubishi. Mitsubishi is the best unit. Mr. Cool's out there right now, that's our competition. We're about to go nationwide. Mr. Cool sells the unit. They sell you the unit so you can fit. You can plug it in, it might work for 2 or 3 years, but it's not gonna work as long. I rip them out every day. We do anywhere from 4 to 7 units a day,
Yeah.
and we can just crank them out easy.
I didn't do that, but I almost did that where I bought a unit online and then if you read it, once you actually receive the box, it says if you install it not as an HVAC technician,
The warranty.
it voids all warranties.
So the last thing I'm gonna say is this, I can talk about this all day long. Go ahead.
Matt's units are great for duplexes and older homes in Norfolk that have window units and not updated.
Yeah.
Or they got a really small crawl space, whether you are,
Yeah, yeah.
it's difficult to run the ductwork and stuff, so this is great for that kind of setup.
Yeah, so sunrooms, I've done whole
The
houses.
whole house is older homes in Norfolk.
If you put a window unit, that's where you can put a base splitter, but it's permanent and it's reliable. But the last thing I wanted to say is this, the HVAC companies out here, they send guys to try it. It's not worth the risk. You can buy one online, it's just not worth the risk. You're moving, but you're obviously going backwards. But I put a surge protector on every unit. It comes with the installation and that makes it so that it lives its lifespan. Because the units operate off of a lower voltage, a different type of voltage. And the surge protector I'm giving out cost me $50, but I'm not going back. I don't have to go back over there and fix. Mini splits are not meant to be fixed. They're meant to be installed right the first time. And that's it. That should be any damn thing. You should do it right instead of doing it twice.
What's the lifespan on, usually, man, I know that's a loaded question, but usually, what does the manufacturer say the lifespan
He
is?
said
You get a
12
10-year
years,
parts-
right?
You get a
Is that
10-year
what it
parts warranty.
Okay.
I mean, 12, I would expect 12 to 15 years. Maintenance. Maintenance is the key to anything. You have to clean it. And that's why I bet it all on Mitsubishi. I have a cleaning video, maybe, yeah, scroll down, just. can you-
Oh, I'm off of it now.
All right, don't worry about it.
Sorry.
Yeah, there's a cleaning video on the site. There's filters in the front. A lot of my realtors, a lot of my realtors are selling a house and I go over there with them just to do like maybe a little pre-inspection of it. And I lift the hood, there's the filters and they're caked. They're
Oh, he's
caked.
got it on a boat. This
Yeah.
other one's got it on a boat. I see it. I'm moving.
This is all.
Yeah.
This dude is,
That's
this-
that's a,
it's a mini yacht, Yeah, so we just trick marketing, the mini split name, all that.
It's
All-
cute.
This dude is a genius marketing guy as well. He's a famous comedian. He does have a Prime special as well. Blame it on Trey. We
I was
both
looking
been,
for the cleaning one. Is
yeah,
that it?
here's, this me and this guy from up north down, it was crazy.
Sounds wonderful. It's working ice cold so far. They did a wonderful and outrageous installation. They knocked it out with 3 guys. Everybody was professional, did everything dead nuts 100%, even
That's
for
not it?
levels running
Okay.
the block. That's how neat of a job that they did. 25 minutes of making it.
Oh, now I can't get it off. Okay.
25 minutes for making.
Yeah, 25 minutes. So it's like basically, here it is right here.
Okay.
So yeah, pop it out.
Yeah.
Take it apart. The unit comes apart. You can clean it in like ductwork. Boom. This is 1 minute. Blower wheel comes out. That's what moves the air. So super cool business, really fun, easy to deal with. Pay us when you're done, no deposit.
That would make it summer and use in the
Yeah,
rest of
those
the
rooms that
house.
suck, hot garages or relationships. I've saved many relationships. Instead, it's remote driven, Wi-Fi driven.
How often should you fully take it apart to clean it like that?
It just depends on how many animals and kids you have,
Ah, okay.
because it gets dirty.
Every day.
Yeah, the old thing filters, but I've never.
Same schedule.
All that.
Same schedule as your house, 20, 30 days, clean the filters.
Just the filter, well, I mean, you take apart that whole thing? and you
Yes,
should do
1
that
year.
every,
Yeah, we have a year.
do it every year?
Campaign,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
You need
See,
a
but
dedicated
Uh,
cleaner for that
It's
unit.
just in one room though. It's-
Yeah, so yeah, we actually teach our
Give the
customers
big
how to
bill.
clean it. We charge $300 to clean it, to get basic cleaning.
Yeah.
But if you're mechanically inclined, I still teach people how to clean it, cause I get excited over 4,000, not 300, but I'll still go and clean it for $300. So, well, yeah, no, we're there, lickety split. Email campaigns go out as reminders to our customers to clean and.
That's nice. All right, good.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so we had a sweep this month, $1 Million Club, closings for volume and units, listings for volume, and complete sweep, stand up, round of applause. David. Great job. We also had 2 cappers. And David, congratulations. And closing team for units and volume and listing for units and volume. We next will keep moving home. Great job, great job. All right, collaborators, come on up. Let's talk about your classes. I'm gonna put this up first. You guys can talk about it. And then I'll do the other classes.
I don't know why I'm looking up here, because every time I'm just more.
Because they expect your face.
Yeah.
It's like an expectation.
Expectations were made.
Maybe we need you to.
Yeah.
Record.
And then Lucy, you're after.
Okay.
You're the end.
I got that address.
The hammer at the end.
I talked.
Lucy the Hammer.
Do you guys remember this from last year?
And the year before, and the year.
And the year before, and the year before.
6 years running.
6 years running.
Maybe longer, but
Maybe,
I've only been here 6 years, so I'm saying. 6 years.
yeah, 6 years. House, and we do their landscaping for the girls' home. And everyone comes and we love this day, and everyone comes and helps. You remember that, guys?
Yeah.
Are we all going?
Yeah.
Because it's on the 2nd of June at 9 a.m. and it is at 465 Kings Grant Road behind the Home Depot.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
on our
right.
Facebook page, yeah.
It is on our Facebook page, but yeah, we need volunteers and we need you to bring shovels, wheelbarrows, you know, supplies, the usual gambit.
If you cannot volunteer, we ask that you donate something small. It can be Cash, Venmo, Facebook.
Yep.
Cash App, PayPal,
Yeah, because we need to get all.
Zelle.
In the past, people have asked about donating items to the girls' home and all that. They have very particular needs, so if that's something that you want to do, then just get with one of us and we'll give you their like requirements, because certain things can't be used and this and that, and so
And
they are kind of
sometimes
specific.
we don't do that because they want to take them on excursions.
And also, they don't give us the list till very last minute. So
Yep.
it's easier if you just give us the cash and last minute, one of us runs out and gets exactly what.
Yeah,
they
sometimes
need.
it's just gift cards because they just want to take them to like the movies or whatever.
yep,
It just
yep.
depends on what they.
What they're doing and who they have there.
Mhm.
Yeah, because they have a wide variety of ages.
It's on our Facebook page.
Under events for June
yeah.
2nd, it'll,
Yeah.
if you go on there, you should have got an invite for it too, but if not, it's on the page that you can like just download and put it right on your phone.
And also now that we've done it so long, they actually expect us, so it's so good. So a big round of applause for us.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
permanent fixture.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
We're permanent
We're the only
fixture.
ones that get to do this.
yes.
Yep, all right, and here's some other classes.
Oh,
All right.
Yep,
Don't
I'm
put
behind
Roger,
you.
then you're next.
This one's mine. Me and Cragen are doing the Meet the Appraiser. Any appraisal questions that you do have, please show up at 10 a.m. on May 22nd. It is open to other brokerages. Please invite a friend. Bring your other humans that we don't know. They will
Yes.
not be recruited. We just want to share our knowledge with them.
So that they can actually know what they're doing when we have a deal with them.
Please, help me educate the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, so my next one is gonna be June 4th. I just did the one for this month on Chat GPT, which was really fun. Y'all missed out.
You did miss out. It was-
This one, June 4th, is gonna be, we're gonna go over some Canva things and create some stuff and have a little bit of fun. So, yeah.
Mine was done last week and it will be the second Thursday in June. And what Deja was there for my class. What we did was we made the follow-up plan that goes into Bold Trail after we make the calls. So that was really helpful. So please come. And if you have any questions, feel free to call me. I will run you all through. I mean, definitely go to Tanya's class for Bold Trail. But, once you talk to the lead, how do you, what status to put them on and how to run the follow-up campaigns. So call me for that. And do attend the class.
mine's not up there, but I had a class last Friday, that was on open houses, the second Friday in June, the 12th or 13th. We're going to go over the listing paperwork again. So bring your questions and scenarios and let's see what we can walk through.
Perfect. Thanks, ladies. Thank you. All right, Lucy's love notes. While she's coming up, if you want to scan this goes directly to our events. If you scan the QR code while Lucy's coming up, that'll take you there, but it's also on our Facebook page under events. Just click on events. All right.
Good morning. I'm gonna start with requests from admin.
Okay.
First and foremost, when you put your information into Brokerment, you must put who your client is using for closing. That is a required piece of information.
Yeah, we can't check up and help and do and make sure everything's in line if it's not there. And then I get on the admin because I don't know why they don't know if something's closed or not.
So yes,
So-
you absolutely must put who your client is using for closing. If by the time you have a ratified contract, they don't know that, somebody's not doing their job. Okay?
Same with buy side for lender.
Yeah. Yeah. If you
You
don't,
gotta
if
figure that
you're
out.
going shopping without a pretty darn good idea of who your lender is, that's a problem. I mean, we know you can have up to 3 listed in the contract. And you should have communication with all 3 of those options that the buyer is looking at. And you should probably, in your knowledgeable brains, have a pretty good idea of where it's going and know who to communicate with. Secondly, if you are not already, it is mandatory that you use Instanet for your listing input forms. It's not a suggestion. It's not a request. It's mandatory. So do it. I'm not even going to say please, just do it.
But just the data input?
Just the data
data
input
Got
is absolutely mandatory that it be done on Instanet. If you need help and training with how to do that on Instanet, get with Caitlin. She can walk you through it. Okay? As far as my love notes, I need to reiterate, and I don't know why I have to, yes, in the back.
Does the data input sheet need to be signed in?
No, you can have it.
As long as it's signed and approved in Brokerment,
Yeah.
I don't care if it's signed in
Yeah,
Instanet.
It doesn't matter.
It-
It's just the data input for admin. Yeah.
Yeah, it's because that allows her to just zip it through instead of spending an hour putting everything.
The checkboxes just
Correct.
need to be done in Instanet. Got it.
That makes sense.
Well,
Yeah.
everything in the whole form needs to be completed, because if you say checkboxes, I want people to not fill out.
Yeah, the whole form needs to be filled out.
thing.
If it's not signed, it's not a problem as long as we've got the identical form signed in Brokerment.
Got it.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know why I have to keep saying this.
Me neither.
I will not approve or review your listing documents without a tax record that shows ownership and the year built.
The legal thing, guys. Like
I
we
will-
really can't just put a listing on there without seeing property to make sure it matches the
I-
contract to what
I
the
am,
tax records are.
I've been kind enough to not only put the note on the rejection in Brokerment, but I'm texting people saying, hey, it's not there, get it, so I can do this. And still it drags out
We had
and
an
drags
issue this
on.
weekend. Well,
And,
yesterday, I guess.
and then people get antsy and anxious because, well, I put the list date as yesterday, and now you're telling me today I need more. And guess what? I'm also gonna say to you, and now you need to change your list date because we
Yeah, we
can't
have
get
so
it in the
much time.
system until tomorrow. And we only have 24 hours from the date you put on those forms.
But
It
here's
is-
here's the thing, telling her, will you just let me know, that's not true. It's in the checklist. This is what you should know no matter what, but you have to have those tax records. You should know that as a real estate agent. If you're a new agent, you have a mentor that's gonna review that. If you're not a new agent, you know you have to have the tax records. It's part of the checklist that's in there, guys.
Yep.
So don't tell her you just let me know. No, no, no. You just figured out you didn't do it. That's the truth.
Yeah.
So I'm being a little hard on that because it's truly a legality, like, yes.
But it's so easy, you can, what we do is print, save as PDF and upload it. It literally takes 2 seconds.
Hey, you wanna go faster? Screenshot the darn thing.
I don't care what form it comes in.
It's even faster. I'm
But
just
it-
saying though, it's even faster. Like, it literally takes seconds. You're
It
right
has
in the
to
system.
show, but whatever you give me cannot be that weird thing that doesn't show an owner's name
Has to
or
have a
doesn't
name.
have a year built. I need both of those items on the same piece of paper that shows the address.
Yeah.
Address, owner, year built. Put it in there.
Per a tax record, not written.
Yeah, for tax record, you can't fill out this little piece of paper and say, with a smiley face and say, I promise this is it. No,
It
no,
doesn't work. That
no.
will not hold up in a court of law.
Yeah.
Right, Austin? Yeah, little heart message won't hold up in a court of law. No.
No bueno.
No bueno.
And along that line, and I feel like a broken record, but I have to say it over and over again because it keeps happening. If you have someone purchasing as an entity rather than an individual, I've got to have the documents showing the supporting signing authority. Okay, got to have the appropriate document showing the signing authority of those people. And if you're doing an entity and you do not know how to fill out the paperwork for proper signatures, get with me. Because you can't just have them sign Little Joe's House Services. That's not how it works. We've done it. We've gone over it ad nauseum. I've got documents showing you how to do it. If you need more help, let me know.
And a video.
And there's a video.
Yeah.
And there's a video.
Is that the end?
Say in the spring documents that actually it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you a member? Are you a president? Are you a sole owner? Whatever that is.
That's how you-
And their name and the name of the entity. It's all got to be there. And piggybacking on that, if you've got a tax record that shows 2 individuals and only one person signing the documents, I'm gonna need a death certificate or a divorce decree or something stating why that second person is not required to sign the documents. Mark is dead.
But we have to show proof.
But I
Mark
have-
is dead.
I get that when I call and the answer on the other end of the phone is Mark is dead.
He says, prove it, or it didn't happen.
I need the documents.
Prove it, or it didn't happen. That's
Yeah.
literally her answer.
Can I send you a picture of him in the car?
No.
No. So, do we have any questions? Have I been unclear on anything?
No, ma'am.
Very unclear.
In conclusion, govern yourself accordingly.
So I know those aren't so loving notes, but Lucy's getting a little tired of the same stuff
Yeah.
every day.
We want to work on bigger things. you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, I like
Okay.
that. I get excited about it, so.
So, okay,
Like
thank
me and
you.
Jen yesterday, that was exciting. I was excited. I'm ready. My dukes are up.
Yeah. Okay,
So,
nothing
yeah.
online?
Nope.
Okay,
nothing online. We're
thank
good.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. That is the end. I think it's funny. It's zooming in on Austin. Like it literally, you can't see it, but it's like zooming. Like that's the body it has chosen to see, and it was like slow mo. As I'm saying, in conclusion, it's like.
It's the best dress.
It's so funny. Literally has him like, oh, it won't let me go there. Okay, that's all right. It's cute though. All right, we're gonna conclude in prayer and then you guys are dismissed. Sorry, we went over a little bit today, but it was a lot of good information today, right? I told you we had a lot to talk about, a lot of good info. If you haven't seen what's going on with Zillow, you better catch up on it. We're gonna talk about it Tuesday though. Actually, we're gonna talk about it Monday, then Tuesday. So we're gonna talk about it, about what's going on with Zillow and what they're trying to say they're going to do and not do, and you should look it up. Look it up. Shared it on my page, but also look it up. And then come Tuesday or tune into the podcast Monday or both. But we're going to talk about that. So they're being a big bully. I say that recording. Yeah. All right, Lord, thank you so much for these wonderful, wonderful people in this room, not just agents, but the vendors as well. They truly bring a blessing to this office. We only have the best in this office, and you know that. And it's because of you. You choose them and they come, and we open our hearts and our arms to them, and they do the same, and we cannot thank you enough for that. Lord, bless their business this month, this year, today, and thank you for the rain. I know we need it, but keep everybody safe out there as well. It's in your name we pray. Amen. All right, that's it. There's some food out there, I think, bagels.
Panera bagels.
Yep. Austin brought in.